You think Brazil were the #1 status in football in the world?
Yeah, man. They run through the South American World Cup qualifiers more. They look out of class in it, so.
They look out of class.
Yeah, Neymar playing extremely well, better than he has in the last 3-4 years. It's best.
All right, greetings and salutations. Welcome once again to the Sports Desk. We're going to be here until 4 o'clock. The name is Euclid.
The name is Christopher Matthews. Welcome, people.
Yeah, I want to start two issues. One that I don't profess to know a lot about, and one that I think I know a little bit about. Let's start with basketball. I was watching the game with Lakers last night. There was no Russell Westbrook, and yet the Lakers went down to their 4th straight defeat of the season. And I was wondering just how much is Russell Westbrook to be blamed. A lot of people he's like the prime target of the criticism about the Lakers team. And like I said, this is not a subject that I profess to be an expert in. But I remember when the Lakers won the title, they had Rajon Rondo, they had Dwight Howard, they had this white youth named Caruso. They couldn't shoot to save him life, but was very busy defensively. Me no really see none of them on that. And my question is, how much of the Lakers' problem is the acquisition of Russell Westbrook as opposed to the fact that those people are no longer around? I don't know if you want to answer that. Because they looked a pretty decent team when Dwight Howard was there. And
yeah, man, they should have kept that core, you know. And Kuzma was a pretty decent shooter.
Kind of man.
And Caldwell Pope was a good shooter.
Yeah.
He could shoot.
So those people are gone. And them just look ordinary. Russell Westbrook not play last night and them still lose. So Dwight Howard, I don't think he got the credit that he should for that year when them win. And I said Caruso was a very busy defender. I never used to like when him get the ball. But he could, you know, he was very much of a nuisance defensively. And he was there. So I don't know. That is one thing we can talk about. The other thing though, and I know Garvey is going to come at me. Garvey, you have always said that I'm here to debase the black race, and I never thought I gave you any reason to say that. You may have a reason to say this now. While watching the World Cup, the issue of the quota system in South Africa came back to me. Their captain, Themba Bavuma, is a black man. Themba Bavuma has been very ordinary leading up to the World Cup and into the World Cup itself. And it is obvious that Themba Bavuma is only playing at the moment because of the South African board's insistence on the quota system, which has, I think, 2 black men must have on the team at any given time. I think you must have 6 non-whites on average, some. But the thing is, you must play black people. And me tell you something, people, it makes a mockery of what sports is supposed to be. So come at me now, Garvey. Me and you go water. I don't think you should be playing on an international team because you're black. I don't care what the history of South Africa is. I don't care what black people it go through. What we should be doing is fix the issues that has caused South African cricketers, the black ones, not to have been given the same opportunity. Fix those. Create the same level playing field so that both black, white, orange have the same access to the national team. But if you're not able to make the team on merit, Themba Bavuma have scored something like 15 runs in his last 6 games, you know? But he still virtually has to play. I have a problem with that. Granted, nobody imposed the quota system on South Africa, and them impose it on themselves. So they make them own bed, they have to lie down tonight. But when I was, and I think it is unfair for people like Makaya Ntini, for example, who was such a high quality bowler, but who will always have that cloud over his head that him did only get in and didn't only stay in because he's black. Me think that unfair to the black people who can make the team on merit, because the question will be, would you really be there? And if me was a black player who would, me wouldn't want you pick me because I'm a black. No, you pick me because I'm a good. That's just the 2 things I want to talk about at this point.
let me just say one thing for the last thing you say, but you don't want a situation where you're really good and you're not selected because you're black.
Well, that again.
But with in Tini, his record will show for him. So I don't think people could use that against him. But I understand the point, because you don't want two Bramble players to play. And then
because
it's not fair. It's not fair for the team itself.
You know what I mean?
So them playing because the rules say you have to have them. You don't care how good they are.
It may have a problem.
It's a toughish rule.
So Garvey, I expected to call early today and tell me how much I'm debasing the black race. I don't think Temba Bavuma on current form. Granted, you know, he's made the captain of the team, which is in itself surprising enough. The first out and out black man to ever captain South Africa. Last year World Cup, I think they won 4 or 5 games. I think his run rate get them knocked out. I remember that issue with De Kock refusing to take the knee, and you know, he helped to navigate smooth waters and things. So he may very well fit the role as a skipper, because it seems, you know, them respect him. But he's not performing, and he's not the whole of South Africa attack. The South African T20 League was created what year, and none of the teams them don't have Temba Bavuma in them franchise. Which means that even among South Africans, when them are picked per merit now at the franchise level, him can't get a game, but him is your automatic pick by your national side, because essential because he's black. I have a problem. But anyway, we take the first one.
Mammee Bay.
Yeah, man, rumble in the jungle, man.
Where you say?
Why me there in Orville?
What's up?
Because Samson Wagwan.
I'm here.
I don't know if you guys come across this sport news as I heard this morning.
What's that?
About some horses that came on a spot being found with some kind of illegal substance, and they are doing some further investigation, because according to the news sound, some high-level trainers might be involved, and this could mean warn off or suspension or...
I think they found some sample with banned substance, and they're trying to get the other sample taken, the B sample.
So you guys heard about it?
I saw it somewhere before today.
Okay. Because this morning me hear some, I wonder if it's a very recent thing. So if you hear it before, then
yeah.
But I suppose we have to just keep on listening until this thing come out.
Yes.
But Orville,
yeah, man.
Pakistan now might run the risk of not qualifying, man.
You know, I was looking at something this morning. Pakistan has never won a T20 in Australia. I think this is them 5th or 6th loss, you know. And them even if they win the rest of them games, them could probably still not make it through to the semi. So I don't know. Pakistan that though.
Yeah, but because as can to people, you know, Pakistan is almost similar to the West Indies, you know.
Yeah, that's a little.
The good thing is that we gone way down the bottom now.
A better version to West Indies, but similar inconsistent.
Very unpredictable.
Yeah.
And I see we are Curtly Ambrose now putting his hand up saying he want to be a coach of the West Indies. What do you think about that?
Boy, I wouldn't mind having him as the bowling coach.
You know, I believe they should have a batting and a bowling coach. I don't.
But they do, you know. They do. They have a brother named.
If Curly Ambrose want to come in, I don't think they should turn him down, you know.
But I'm saying they do have a bowling coach, you know. And brother named Roddy Eswick. And the team hasn't been bowling badly. I think most people will agree with that. That them holding them on the ball. So I don't know.
Who would you recommend to coach the West Indies?
As I said to somebody the other day, my boss, I believe that I would interview all 6 current coaches of all of the franchise teams and all of the national teams. So probably that, because some people who coach the franchise teams may not necessarily coach the national team. I'd get all of them, if 10 or 12 of them, and I'd send all of them come, and then I would discuss it with them. What are the methods? What are the plans? But I tell you something now. I hear Ram Narayan say a thing the other day. Let me just introduce a new dimension to that thing. Yeah. And I've never quite looked at it like that. Well, I probably have, but nothing in the depth. Ram Narayan said, why are we cussing the West Indies board the way we are? Him say, really and truly, the West Indies cricket is only as good as the cricket in the territories.
Or the board selection sometimes.
No, man, listen to the point. When Jamaica cricket is strong, and Barbados cricket is strong, and Trinidad cricket is strong, and Guyana cricket is strong, the West Indies cricket now no choice but to be strong, you know. But when Jamaica cricket weak, and Barbados cricket weak, and Donga Leeward's weak, West Indies are weak.
Exactly.
So his argument is that we must blame more the territorial presidents. Make cricket strong in Funo area, produce more high quality players from Funo area, and then the West Indies team will be stronger. And it is an argument that I'm leaning more and more to working with.
But lastly, Orville, I can't for the life of me say Orville. When this fellow named Richard Pybas, that's his name,
yeah, man,
was coaching the West Indies, we were seeing.
He's not. He never coached for long, coach for a season.
No, but what I'm saying, Orville, the fact remains that we were seeing improvement, Orville. So why, when Ricky Sky get into power now, in change? And then now change months before the World Cup, and therefore we didn't even get a looking into that World Cup. You remember?
Yeah.
Them things they have to come back for on to, man.
Part of the reason Ricky Skerritt came back on one card, that about making it up with the senior players and using our own. So he wanted to go back for Simmons and wanted to go back for the Pollards and the Bravos and them.
Or some kind of DB players are not really.
And then
them not special.
that whole thing is backfiring, basically.
Backfiring, man.
With a white ball, I have to keep stressing that.
All right, Mammee Bay.
Yeah, Box Food, big up yourself.
Big up.
And St. Bets. Diego, on the big up.
Aye, man.
Yeah, man. Great talking to you as usual. Rooney.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, is Rooney or Ruben, Missy?
Ruben, man.
Oh, Ruben.
Yeah, what go on there, man?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yesterday, you see, after think of a Badger talk about Durant Brown.
No, Badger call is there?
No.
No, I never Badger.
Oh, below average.
Yeah.
Below average. Sorry, below average. So that, that's a 37 day of the week.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm a bridging call me after and tell me, say, the man literally rubbish me Marquez defender. So me tell you, the man did not rubbish it. The man saying just don't like dirty player.
Right.
Am I wrong or right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Now that the man say.
Yeah. Tati Brown can't defend like Marquez, none at all, so you don't have to worry.
All right. Moving on from that.
Yeah.
Keith Kelly, Jamaican, where to represent Paris. You ever win the league one with Paris yet?
I'm not sure, I don't think so.
Okay.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. All
Yeah.
right. Next point. When Simo is named the 98th squad, you see? What did happen make Durant Brown never in the squad?
Injury. Injury.
He did injure.
Yeah, man.
But if me serve me right, if me wrong, you can correct me. He did bring Durant Brown and I think Paul Teagat Davis and a couple more players go at the World Cup where he knows and then go play at the World Cup, don't he?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. But once Tati was fit, he would play, man. High class, but...
Yeah, me know, but what I want to know, he did bring them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I think so.
And knowing so then go play.
Yeah, it's like a reward for help them get to the World
Me
Cup.
I tell one of my brethren say, that did happen. And tell me say that could never happen at the expense of the JFF.
Yeah, man, it happened, man.
Yeah, man.
No Football Federation then go allow that.
It was done, remember. You're correct.
I may tell him say, me can remember say Tati, Teagat, and about 2 or 3 more players did go, one ever go participate in the World Cup.
Yeah, man.
So why reason we can bring them? Just out of respect to Tati working at the qualifying and never get to play the World Cup and them thing there?
Yeah. Basically as a reward
Okay.
for the role they played up to that time.
Okay. All right, last point. Kasai Hines, you see?
Yeah.
He used to represent Tivoli Gardens.
The only last man used to wear number 10 in this draft.
That man go set here. That man's put in number 10 as a last man.
Yeah.
So he must be a high quality player in the Premier League.
He must decent.
I don't know if it's a number make him good, but he was good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a number that he wore make him good, but he was really good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you can't say that. But sport the number 10 as a defender, well then, he be good.
Me never said that in history yet. We're last man wearing number 10. Me always remember Kasai for that.
Yeah. So he ever play Manning Cup?
Would have to check.
And he ever represent Jamaica in 11?
Yeah, man, I think he got called a couple of times.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Thanks much. That's all
I'll have to check the man where he played Manning Cup.
All right, big up on the
Sha, we can't hear you over there. Sha.
Big up Ruben.
All right, big
Yeah,
up,
man,
big up.
We take the break, we're coming back.
All right, we're back, and
Shipping Port
is on. Shipping Port.
What's on what?
Yes, Shipping Port.
We go for ourselves. I come with that thing today. Won't enough time I can complete. I don't even want to rush it. So I'm going to come with a all-time money and all money in 11, all the Costa 11 from 1991 till present. And just as a man they mentioned, Mr. Cassia and Mr. Captain all money in team.
Yeah.
But you start down to Zidane. Ready to be critical?
No, I'm not going to trouble your thing unless you come at my time.
Yeah, because you know, the ER, the brother of the ER, you know. It's kind of good for your program, you know. I kind of like that, you know.
Who, Anthony Miller?
Yeah, the Anthony Miller for the show, man. I'll start down out west, the Costa Cup. Now, for listen, I start with the goalkeeper. My list of goalkeepers, I say, you name the best players for the positions, and you're doing the best 11, then I go over to the Manning Cup. You know, the Costa Cup, this is some goalkeeper.
Why you know the Manning Cup one day and the Costa Cup one day?
All right, you want that?
Yeah, it would be better.
All right,
yeah. So start with
right,
D Cup, because you might not have the time to adequately do the two.
All right, nothing wrong with that, Tappa. Tomorrow we can do that. That's a bad idea. So we can keep people wondering when we come in and Zidane can go do him lesson plan.
Right, so give me your Costa Cup all-time 11. Since 91, 30 years
Since
ago.
91 till now.
Yeah.
Mr. Brother near Andre Blake come and say. You know, me talk I had a brother there, the best Costa Cup player I've ever seen. Any position, pound for pound. You see, a man out of St. Mary, technical name, Stephen Sean Paul. Set bring a man named Leopold Pete, and youth named Mullins come out of Lennon. That you where the thing for him head. Remember that thing there when we were covered, the black thing upon him head. That was a good youth. Good shot stop on him, save Lennon a lot of time. Reaching a left back position.
You ever see a youth when Errol Holmes keep for Clarendon College in the same year when them win the Costa Cup?
Which year was that?
1991, man. They beat Rossies in the final on steps. I think him keep that year there the year before, but him play with Ruben.
Mr. that year there, and I didn't keep on me think that year.
All right, go on.
No, me not have him as that. Me have Chris Dart on that team that's on at the stand up.
All right, go on. So you're gonna what, left back?
In the left back position. Clarendon bring a youth from Riemann named Edward Park. Good youth in scoring a Costa Cup semi-final, the Costa Cup final, and the two leg of the Oliver Seal as a left back. And a good left back player for Jamaica under 17, Edward Park. Glenn Murray for number 11, that when they were dominating, and Patrick Jackie Walters, number 11, I don't know him name, it's a good youth. Cornwall brought a number 21, I know his name, short, stocky youth, good defender, and can strike the ball. So. Manchester did bring, when they went to the final, they have a ready youth. I don't know him name. Play a wing back, was a good left back. Right back, I don't really see much, but one really impressed me at right back was Clarendon College number 15. He played about 4 seasons back, number 50. I think he captain that side. So. Very good youth on the ball and can tackle and run in at space. Centre back, Rambo Williams. You know that man is in?
Rambo Williams?
Yeah, man. Play for Portmore United, man. He migrate now. He used to go Knox. He was a Knox student, then he went to Glenmuir. 03 when they lost the one game to Omar and knockout, I think he captained that Glenmuir side. But he's formerly of Knox, Rambo Williams.
Okay. Don't
remember him first name. Play for Portmore United. Yeah, for Williams that died in a car crash from Herbert Martin, number 11, keeper of the team. Very good youth on the back. Can tackle, read the game. Clarendon College bring a youth out of your place in Zidane. Out of Dunny Park in Clarendon College, Charlie Pop. Centre back, good tackler. Very good youth.
So you have Charlie Pop in your team?
Yeah, man. Okay. No, another final, I not give final 11, just name the good defender them on see, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And King, the youth where they are Cavaliers now. The midfielder them, Rush Street, a youth named Coleman, the best holding midfielder I see in a schoolboy history since me I watch the Clarendon College bring a number 21. I can't mention of Clarendon because I know them, I say most of them are town man, I know. Good youth them from other teams. Fagati out of Rossies, Jeremy and you, the Wizard, Omar Wilson out of Cornwall College, Captain Cornwall, Captain Jamaica, maybe if this youth was alive, play for Village at centre back as a cool boy. If he was alive, maybe other youth would have Captain Jamaica now. Colonel Learman, Peter Lee Vassell, Christopher Dawes, Cassandra Dixon, the youth they're fighting, struggling youth out of States. Yeah, man. Richie Buck, the youth out of Clarendon College. Wicked dribble out of Clarendon College. Richie Buck, Ricardo Buck. Then when I left Fana Griffith, the great Fana Griffith, I give a list of the forward them, I just give my final 11. Jaisi,
Eastman played for Clarendon College. Brian Brown out of Rossies. Yard. Now left out the youth Creighton Charlton out of Clarendon. Very dynamic youth like Creighton Charlton. He scored some goal and helped Veer qualify for the National League when Veer came up. Ashton Bennett out of Masio. Wicked baller, man. Stevie Morrison. Jonathan Grant then left and went out and won the title with Glenmuir. Jordan Fletcher. Brian Hill out of Cornwall College. Are you the 95? Brian Hill. Ray Graham out of Glenmuir too. Ray Graham was a good
No. Ray Graham went to Garvey, myself.
Yeah, man. Garvey myself. That's what I said?
No, you said out of Glenmuir.
Oh, mistake. Garvey myself, man. Ray Graham. Also ended up Arnett Yard. So I'm going to give my final 11 now.
Yeah.
In a goal, Andre Blake I go work with. Rambo, the youth from Upper Knox that played for Portmore United, kept in Jamaica under 17. I think he kept in the under 20 team. So Rambo Williams. Come from a place near Christian I come from. Charlie Pot Zidane. Him run a back too. Edward Passman left back. Omar Wilson is a midfielder. He play all bout, but me put him on the right back. He play all bout and a very good player. Omar Wilson. Like, when him soul rest in peace as people always say, he died in a car crash while playing for Village. Tanner Griffiths in the middle with Chris Dawes. Them two men, they hold the middle. Me have Jeremy and you out there too. And me have the youth named Creighton Charlton. Me have to fit him in the other side. That youth of Clarendon, Creighton Charlton, family have Veer and left Veer and go to Clarendon College.
Yeah.
Two up front, Stevie Morrison, the same youth left. Jonathan Grant and went to Glenmuir. And the next man beside him, Ashton Bennett, a man who can win a game. When you think a game done and dusted. So my 11 that, Zidane have any man out there that take out and put in?
No, let me ask you, I would say Rudy left Clarendon College.
Rudy? Before, me not see him. Before that, March 1991, I never see him.
Well, if Rudy...
Before that, me not see him. Watch them are hard in 1991.
Well, I don't know if I had 91
or them are Herbert Morris 1991.
I don't know if he probably left 1990, so you'll probably get to it. But
no, 91 he never did it. I'm sure he never see him. Chris Dawes was the big ball.
He would be there up to about 1990, I think. But so you get to it, because Rudy is an automatic pick for us.
No, Rudy never did it when me did it. Rudy never, me not see none at all. Me not see Rudy in my time when I was.
Only a pity you never saw Sean Rodney from man.
Well,
no, Sean would not play them time tonight.
You know, but Omar Wilson, I make captain that side there. And this youth, you know what it's not from a wing back. It may tell a thing about this youth, and Omar Wilson out of Cornwall College, number 14, played midfield and central defense. When Excelsior won the Manning Cup and Glenmuir won the Dakota Cup, they picked the team to represent the all-school team from both teams, only those players. Omar Wilson was the only player from another school that made that team, and he kept in that team overseas.
Before you run, did Sean Fraser play the Costa Cup?
Yeah, man.
For Clarendon, man.
So the Sean Fraser was not good enough to make the team?
No. Me still watch him all. I'm schoolboy.
Creighton Charlton better than him?
Eh?
As a schoolboy?
Yeah, man. Creighton Charlton better than him as a schoolboy.
You know what the best youth me see play for Clarendon in them time. Well, I don't remember if... I don't remember seeing Sean Fraser. I don't remember. I watched so much game. That youth named Brenton Lopez.
Yeah, man. I know Brenton. Brenton was out of Portland, man.
A very few boy can play.
Yeah, man.
General football better than that.
Him son with JC 2 years ago, you know. Him son the youth that bite, you know.
I don't know. But me I say, at schoolboy level, that brother they was as good as most
Brenton a general, man. Play for Jamaica.
Shipping Port.
But
yeah,
everybody going to have them 11.
You see, Lamar Walker.
Yeah, man. Watch Lamar.
Creighton Charlton can't play football like Lamar Walker.
Don't make nobody hear to that. Don't make nobody hear to that.
Take us out and put in Lamar Walker.
Zidane. All right. Zidane. It's like when you mentioned
that. Not good like Lamar Walker.
Zidane. It's like when you mentioned that more when people call you, ask them about Creighton Charlton and Lamar Walker.
I watch Creighton Charlton every single game for Clarendon College pretty much, my boss. Mr. Creighton Charlton cannot play football like Lamar Walker, my boss. What is wrong with your Shipping Port? That man one day run and step over the ball and run in the people and him something, my boss. That man not good like Lamar.
Lamar, man.
No,
me disagree. Lamar Walker.
Me disagree, but I hear you.
All right, the great Shipping Port.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow we get
the Manning Cup
all time.
Yeah, man. Big up on you.
But at least, you know Brenton Lopez. Me see you're not there. You know look about ball, you know. Although you said damn thing the better than Rudy. Not true, my boss. Tati Brown couldn't play defense like Rudy. But you at least know about Brenton Lopez. We have to take the break.
All right.
Tati get them job easy, Sean. Rudy and Pepe make Tati work easy.
I agree.
We take the break. We're coming back. All right, so we're back after that Just Bet feature, and we move on to Brigadier.
Hello?
Yeah, is this Brigadier?
No, man. Omar, I'm saying that one.
Omar. Oh, I think, yeah, Brigadier couldn't hold on.
Brigadier probably jump off, man.
Yeah, man. Yes,
All
Omar.
Evening to that.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon.
Yeah, man. What you guys think about officials being interviewed by the press after game?
Officials? Which official?
Like
Like coach?
official, man. English league. No, man. No, man. Not referee.
No, sir.
Personally, I wouldn't mind. I don't see what harm could come out of it.
The journalist.
Well, I can't see because I think they make more decisions to influence the game than even some of the coaches where you even interview after the
we
game.
don't want the journalists them twist up the officials and make the matter worse.
So over it can be
Yeah,
that.
you mean?
Over it
I
can.
want a man like me ask him 2 questions.
Because see, Clapper got paid $30,000 for a clear foul, my boss. A clear obvious foul that's in my general.
Yeah.
And Clapper got paid $30,000 fee because that's how he react after it.
Another foul, him might pay the 30,000 for.
No, the reaction after the foul.
Yeah,
because I guess we don't get the call why he behave the way he behave.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're not going to get a recall in your favor.
No, true. But then you should have the journalist ask your referee, say they never see that.
If them never saw it.
And I'm tell them no. That's why I saying it really make no sense if you ask them any question.
All right, we think they need to implement that. They're not all sports, right across the board, even basketball.
I wouldn't mind. Because
Yeah,
sometimes
man.
you'd like to know what their thought processes are. Not because you think... because you expect them to be...
cheating.
No.
No, not because you think they are cheating.
Not
but you
because
want
you think
to
they are
have
cheating.
an
But
understanding.
why did you make the decision you did? Why?
Right.
Yeah, and it would be nice to hear their
In
explanation.
front of a
Definitely.
television, in front of a television camera.
Yeah, man. Once them secure and safe, a man now go to them now. Now, I gave him a red card because according to the rules, that. I don't think that
Yeah,
you
but
should be...
he doesn't have to go in front of the camera for us to ask him that. We ask him that all the time.
No, man, we don't get to ask them game by
We
game.
don't get react to the question, man. Journalists
No.
don't get react to the question as far as I mean.
No, man, we do. I do.
Yes, just like how the captains or the coaches of both teams explain things, the officials are such a crucial part of the games
Right.
that I wouldn't mind hearing from them as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
What I wouldn't want though is for you to interrogate them time after time. So let's say
That's exactly what will happen.
let's say you have 2 questions only. I think that there should be a limit as to how far you as a reporter should go. So after every game, you pick 2 questions. That's it.
Exactly. Man.
Yeah, because you don't want the thing turn into a court interrogation process.
What difference would it make, though, Omar?
To me, as I said, it will give some more transparency and it will help them to make a better judgment on some of the decisions them make.
You think so?
Well,
Me
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Yes, I don't.
Well, to me, Arvin, just thinking about you have to answer, you have to give a reason why you do that.
Well, you're coming from a fan standpoint. You want to understand what some of the decisions and why they made the
Yeah,
decision.
well, that's not
Right.
where me I come from.
Right. Question. Oh, you see the game last night, Dylan? Lakers.
Me not watch it, no, boss.
You know what it?
Hard to watch it later.
I watch the game. Watch most of the game. Lakers not ready, my boss. Anthony Davis need to get the next body, my boss. He can't stay fit. LeBron James is being asked to do too much at females, you know.
Right. Because, and even by the stats, Dylan, if Russell Westbrook had 5 turnovers last night, don't know what I rip him apart.
Yeah, but he didn't play them. Same injured. But whenever injured and get dropped. Or just get dropped.
No, well, basically, I think, LeBron confirmed same injury.
Well,
So, we don't know. But, as I said, I think the media will be too harsh for him, though.
Yeah, he's not the main reason for the bad start.
He's not the main, right? Because,
Even if you have Russell Westbrook, boss, why you construct the team in that way? You do have shooters.
you get what I say?
Everybody's poor at shooting on the team, boss. It's a joke thing.
I see you named Brown last night for the team. 4 of 5 first 5 3-point shooters. Blow. One at the time, Lakers were shooting like 20% or teens percent.
That's what they ended with, 22%.
Yeah, it can't work that way.
Yeah,
Not
man,
the way
because-
basketball are going to.
And you hear, I will call some names, earlier in the program. Some Carusos and them named there.
Yeah,
But-
man. A lot of people are talking about the fact that Westbrook is there, why them look so. But I'm saying, what about the people that they lose? Although somebody just said me and said it is because these people left while they were freeing up money for get Russell. But people like Caruso and Howard and Rondo and them people.
But I'm never telling this Orville.
Yeah.
That's I think this have to go down for LeBron James,
Well,
Because when these guys was around LeBron James, they were seen as no good by the media. Said we're number boss.
What does
The
that
media ripped them apart.
What does that have to do with LeBron James?
Eh?
What does that have to do with LeBron James?
I don't know what that have to do with LeBron James. Not the scrutiny we're surrounding Zidane. And we know that. Alright, look for Kuzma. Kuzma, you know, Kuzma down in Washington right now.
Yeah,
at 20 point a game, boss.
What you say? It's because LeBron James so famous and the people don't criticize everything. It's LeBron James' fault.
No, I'm not going to say it's LeBron James' fault.
Well, everything on the blame LeBron James from the back.
No, but I truth. If the team do well, LeBron James are going to get the field.
But anyways, I saw Giannis Antetokounmpo dominating the Nets last night, the boss. People who used to take me on Preacher and Archibald. Hold on. Preacher and Archibald and his friends. Kobe Bryant cannot play basketball like Giannis Antetokounmpo at the best, my boss.
No,
none at all.
Remember that.
You take me on to panic.
You're number one and you're number two player in the Celtics series and we get swept in the man. And them you had to see it up again in the man.
You didn't take me on for the Giannis thing, though?
No, man, me take you on for the goal, for the Kevin Durant and Kyrie thing when you tell me say them are the best player and they go in the Boston series and Boston sweep them.
I did what?
You tell me say, me tell us that me give 5 names to pick from. Yeah, and you pick Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
You remember Harvey?
Yeah, I don't remember what was your side of the argument, bro.
Yeah, man, right. When they got swept,
I remember the argument, but I don't remember what you said.
After the series ended, I said Kyrie Irving was the best player in the series.
No, I gave you 5 names to choose. Me tell us if you choose from 1st to 5th. You choose Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant as 1 and 2.
That must be in the context of them overall play. No man, let's try that. Come on.
But as I say, Giannis are head and shoulders above everybody right now. Every single body.
Is he a better player than Jokic?
Yes.
Yeah, man, by far, in more, well, I think we're athletic and aggression.
Better than Nikola Jokic.
Better than Jokic. Probably not shoot.
I'm not going to fight it, but I'm afraid of that Jokic fight.
Probably not passing.
Hold on. Jokic not get, what, 2 MVP? Who was MVP last year?
Back to back.
Jokic. Yeah, man, he got 2 regular season MVP.
And he was a regular season MVP the year before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. As I said, passing, Jokic have it over Giannis.
So why was he voted MVP if Giannis just automatically better than him over the last 2 seasons? That one.
Me, I think when
Jokic
did the last season, Jokic never had much help. So he didn't have to do it on his own, basically.
I would love to hear 2 basketball types go at the debate that one.
Yeah,
Jokic or
you're going to lose the Jokic.
Over the last 3 seasons.
No, Jokic never can win Orville.
No, him doing good enough defensive.
So why was he MVP?
No, you're going to win MVP. Curry was one MVP.
No, why would he win MVP over somebody who was playing better?
In numbers, Orville. In numbers, them was great.
No, remember Giannis won back-to-back before him. You think they're going to get...
Right, so I'm talking... So Giannis couldn't get it
No, they're not going to give anybody 4 straight MVP. Not even LeBron James and Michael Jordan. So, that's not how they work. Put it this way. You see, if Jokic had the same season he had last year, he's not going to get MVP.
No.
They just don't work like that. They're not going to give a man like him 3 straight.
And then again, you made a point, Orville, about Dwight Howard. Yeah?
Yeah.
You said about Anthony Davis soft. And it is fact, because that was what the Lakers win the championship, That was what they did with Jokic, because they had to beat Denver, So they use what name? The big thick guy there.
Howard.
They use Howard to play defense against him. I use Anthony Davis to play offense against him. So Anthony Davis ended up drive out on the 3-point line where he can't defend him. And then when it come on to the banging thing, even Dwight Howard got it. And that Lakers used to beat them.
All right then, boss.
Yeah, man. But I think, as I said before, I think the team, the player never too good to steer on LeBron, Zidane. You know that.
All right, my boss.
All right, my boss.
All right. Lines free?
R is music. What time is it now? One more?
Oh. Hello?
Orville.
Yes, Sir P.
Zidane.
Yes, Sir P.
Orville, who's chairman for selectors? Jamaica cricket.
Jonah Bennett.
But I hear the man make a statement. The guy who tapped the batting average inside of the trials don't get a game.
One youth from JDF named Gilzine.
They said the man, like the man was the average invalid. We said the man make 100. So apparently make 100, that might be.
No, but here's what I mean, understand. Him name Gilzine, him's a JDF man.
Yeah.
They played most of 4 or 5 practice match before that.
Yeah.
I understand he didn't get a half century. And then they played another practice match when by then the selectors had already made up their mind who are going to play it.
Okay.
I remember you have 4 men come back from West Indies who must be included basically. You know. Brandon, Ravman, Odin Smith, and who's the other one? And Sheldon Cottrell.
Yeah, yeah.
So probably them 4 men, if them never come back, that JDF, we'll come back after the break.
Hold the lines.
Yeah, Miss Happy. So meeting had these 4 people not come from the thing early because they had an idea of the squad them that one, and I think the youth would have fit in.
But put it this way, Orville, John Campbell is a opener. King, all right. He would be the skipper, them was a King coming back as a opener.
No, they didn't know that King would be coming back. You understand what I say?
All right.
When they were going to name the 14, you know, they were naming the 14 without the 4 man where gas straight.
Like come back. Yeah.
Most people never expect that we wouldn't go through.
They thought would have at least made the Super 12.
Yeah. So me think the youth was included in that. But then the 4 man come back, 4 people had to go.
But Orville, yes, the statement, if somebody experience him go and find out. Nobody we have no debut.
No. Everybody appeared.
You see, countryman Orville, a certain club you prefer, you have to better than them by far, because let me tell you, you might not know. They have a guy used to play for Carnival College, St. James, name Carl Morris, them called him Uncle Lee. The man come for trials and the man beat up the man. In Ireland, they don't get the man on game.
No. But here's the argument. I agree.
Yeah.
The 2 main selectors are 2 countrymen.
Yeah. But the man them say, boy, watch out. As a young boy, a school boy, you can't wear 20 years and come play for Jamaica.
No, man. But the country thing, the 2 selectors, Jonah Bennett come from St. Elizabeth and Mackie Barnes come from Manchester. They wouldn't have fight against countrymen. But
them it could be indoctrinated as a Kingston.
No.
Indoctrinated.
Anyway, Orville.
And guess what? Well, we don't know if Blackwood or Ravman are captain side. Because they had named Blackwood as captain and then Ravman we so
I could have sworn I saw in the release rate is
Blackwood. But we say our next release we say Ravman. It a create some little thing. But if it's Blackwood, it is another countryman as well. So I don't know.
Well, the boy should have get here, man. Cool.
All right, sir.
The youth make 140 at nuts in the final trial game. You know. If he had gotten in, nobody would have bought. He named Gilsey, he came back.
Who's that we have, Sean? Yeah. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Oh, this is Mr.
Dr. Watson.
I did a deal poll, man. I using my nickname.
Okay.
I was wondering who on earth is
Yeah.
Well, if you ever see me square cut, you know, you don't know that.
Is Yaya or Yaga?
Yeah, man. Y-A-A-Y-A-H.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, Orville. I don't know how somebody could pick Charlton as a striker over Nikhil Daly.
Nikhil Daly, the youth they call power, out and out striker.
Yeah.
But I probably go with Nikhil as an out and out striker ahead of him as well.
And you have other guys like Deere who are very good strikers as well. Kevin Deere.
Joyce.
Yeah. Joyce, yeah. Orville.
Yeah, man.
I don't understand how you wouldn't blame West Indies, the West Indies board for the deterioration in West Indies cricket.
No. I'm saying it is the collective territory that deserve greater blame.
But you know that
West Indies can only be as good as the territories, you know.
But West Indies, the territories will only be as good as the board is.
No, man. The reason why West Indies cricket was strong is because cricket in each territory was strong, you know.
And because the cricket in each territory were able to fund development programs, they are no longer able to do so.
No, man, not development.
West Indies is the only organization right now that earns significant amount of money from cricket. The West Indies Cricket Board.
I don't think it was
don't earn a lot of money from cricket.
I don't think when we were good it was because of money though. That is it gone back to my passion argument again.
Well, I understand what you're saying about passion, but since I defeat that long time, I'm not into that discussion anymore.
I don't know about that.
I'm into the solution, and the only thing that we can use is to get funding at the development level of the game so we can develop good players in the territory.
I am convinced now that we ought to be putting more blame on the individual territories than this thing called the Western Board. It's just like our argument with the standard of football in Jamaica. When you're only as good as the quality when come to the JFF, you know. If the clubs them not developing the ball of them and the high schools not produce, then when them come to the national level, what we're going to get?
Well, football is like JFF get escape, you know, because it is the volunteer funders of schoolboy football who cause us to even have the players we have, because the clubs don't have the funding and don't have the programs in place for the development of football. It is the secondary school is through ISA. It's ISA through the secondary school that is causing us to have any footballers at all.
I believe that we must start blaming my soul on the idea. Develop your territory, and then West Indies cricket will be better.
Yep, but you are absolving West Indies of the responsibility to participate in the development of cricket in the territories, and I don't think that is right.
No, man, I'm doing no such thing like that. I'm saying that the responsibility to develop Barbados cricket must rest with the Barbados people in a greater way than the West Indies board people.
Could I put it another way?
Yeah.
It is the responsibility of the West Indies cricket board to develop cricket through the participation of the territorial board.
And that's a better way to put it.
Exactly.
But
that just goes to show you that if West Indies is really the organization that makes the money from cricket in the Caribbean.
Yes.
So they are the ones who are supposed to get enough money and flow it back into the territories to get them to have the programs to develop again.
The West Indies sends money to every territory every month, you know.
But it's not enough. And most of it goes into paying salaries. The money don't come for development programs.
No. But Doc, I am saying that what is the point of having a president of Barbados and Trinidad and Jamaica and things? If it is the West Indies board going to tell you how to run your
So when the West Indies Cricket Board design the programs in conjunction with the territories and provide the funding for the development of the cricket, the local boards will also participate in executing those programs.
I think it have to be a greater balance than that. Right now, I think it is the West Indies board we cost, and we not really cost the territorial boards.
And next thing, well, look at like Jamaica, the Jamaica Cricket Board is absent.
There you go. I'm saying what is Barbados doing, or Guyana doing, or Trinidad doing, we say, boy, them area produce some world cricketer, but Jamaica man them worthless. Jamaica not doing as well as these countries, but the gap is so far behind.
The thing is that in the past the territories never did a lot, you know. It was the companies and the sugar companies that invested their money in
May I disagree about the sugar company thing make West Indies try. But anyway, you have a minute. Use it wisely.
The next thing, I think the selectors did the best job they could have done with the available players. I think we selected the best 11 we could have selected from what was available. Might be minor exceptions, but there were no major exceptions I think would make any major difference to the outcome of our performance in the World Cup. I think they did the best job they could have done, and it is up on the West Indies Cricket Board to put the development programs in place so that we can have cricket going at the primary school level, the prep school level.
It is not the West Indies board who help cricket at the primary level though. I know the West Indies board for that.
What the West Indies Cricket Board could do, you know that they could funnel some funds through the Ministry of Education.
Generally. But may I say, start them the individual territories.
It is the sole responsibility of the West Indies Cricket Board to develop cricket in the region. Whichever way they used to do it is a different thing. And if the leadership of the West Indies Cricket Board cannot do that, they should be replaced. They'll be absolving themselves of their responsibility.
I am saying that the same blame what we give the West Indies board, if we start giving it to the territorial boards. But we leave it aside.
Well, I would say leadership of cricket.
Yes.
But the West Indies Cricket Board must bear the brunt of the sun, because if you have a company that is failing and you're replacing people, I'm sure you'll not replace the workers without considering replacing the manager of the company.
All right, I hear you.
The company is owned by the manager.
I hear you.
Okay, cool.
Who we have now? Economist?
Yeah, good afternoon, my gurus.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, Bangarang came on a spark.
What happened down there now? We hear about some horse fine with something.
26 hours found with some substance that the trainers will have to answer to. That's not good at all.
It's so much?
Yeah, and it's some high-profile trainer. One of them included my favorite trainer.
Not calling it?
Yeah, because...
No, I'm not calling. Me sure me can, but me not call no foul and me say so.
Right. Yeah.
No, and last week Saturday, no, when Atomica lose, people are saying that they gang up on Atomica to click her out of the race. All of these things going on at the track, you know. Orville.
Yes.
All this talk about money. Why people get so corrupt when it comes to money, especially in sports? Come here, Neymar might get 5 years in prison because of some skullduggery with money. What it is about this money thing?
Money is the root of all evil.
Not money, the love of money. Money itself is good.
Then you know, if you have money before you have the love of it.
So you look funny to Zidane. I will want to ask you this.
Yeah.
When you go through the airport, you see? Norman Manley Airport or Sangsters Airport. How much inbound store you see down there regarding sports?
One inbound store. Store where in at the airport but just sell sports gift. Sports thing. Me not see none.
Yeah.
Well, me never...
Yeah, I don't see any down there.
Look on the big West Indies cricket and the big reggae boys and the big athletics industry that we have. And tourists are coming in and out of the country so much. And we have this inbound store for sell them the merchandise. We're joking.
There's a picture of Marlon Samuels and one of Chris Gale when they got through towards the plane.
You know, things are full time now. We have a nice sports museum, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Then break grounds up at KLS, no, man.
What you want me to do?
Orville.
What you want me to do now? Tell me you don't want me to do that now.
No, what I want you to do, you see? I want you to come on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
With this program here. When you reach 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, you know, my boss, you collect about 20,000 US in a boss, and that can share for you and Zidane, because we're going to need you to fight the 2040 war, you know.
Except that the program is not mine, though. I don't know Zidane program either.
It doesn't belong to us.
Our program. See, we out the road here, we are listening to every day and get stress relief. You know how much stress you bust off of me since I listen to that program, yeah?
But may I tell us, we don't
own you know how much thing me learn about sports?
We don't own the program, man. That makes sense. So
you don't own it?
We couldn't make the decision as to what.
Who create this program?
Well, I would think that it is the previous chairman.
Oh, he created it and then you're just a journalist on it.
Hold the line, we're coming back. All right, Economist, you're back.
Zidane, more ask you a question. Who win the World Cup of football?
Not sure. Still thinking.
You think Brazil were the number one status in football in the world?
Yeah, man. They run through the South American World Cup qualifiers more. They look out of class in it, so.
They look out of class.
Yeah, Neymar playing extremely well, better than he has in the last 3-4 years. It's best.
So you know, see Argentina is upon your favorite.
Yeah, well, they are among the 5. They're South American champions. They won the Copa and they finished second to Brazil in one of the strongest continents. So yeah, they would be among the 5.
Orville.
Yeah.
If a foreign contributor contribute to the link up, all it would cost them is 20 US. Okay. That's 3,000 Jamaican. Set up the bank account for next week and make we start lodging it. Because we have to have everything put together by the end of November.
Boy, I'm late. Me I gonna put you in charge of the link up
the finance committee.
Yeah.
I was
going to say planning committee, which means
planning committee, man. I'm coming help planning. Listen to this.
Yeah.
You know who is the new general secretary for the Football Federation in Jamaica?
Dennis Strong.
The Dennis Strong? Zidane, you feel Dennis Strong know about football like you?
You don't have to know about football, really.
You don't have to know about football to be a general secretary.
He doesn't have to know. He doesn't have to be a technical expert in terms of football analysis.
I beg your pardon.
No.
You just want to be a part of the crony thing we are going up there?
No, man, I'm saying he knows some things about football, but I'm saying he doesn't have to know technical stuff.
Oh,
like
because he have to give no advice over nothing.
No, is that me knowing who can play where, what formation he should play, who should be the coach, if the coach did the right thing, that's what I know,
Hey, we want to raise enough money at the link up for Orville go study for your cricket coach, and you go study for your football coach. I think the sports next massive, the loyalists, wait there to see every can help you push you up the ladder. May your food basket never empty. Take care.
Big up Economist.
Big up on yourself over there. All the massive.
All right. The most positive man. Bibbs, there goes your favorite caller. Big up Bibbs. Don't Clarendon. All right, we go back on that. Mark Watson.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, sir, Chief.
Well, yes, sir. My former classmate.
Yeah, man. Listen, sir, the other day I was listening to the program and I heard they made a statement. Read some cricketing now. And it is a very good statement. I support it 100%. The statement that you made was that they need to put a program in place. We have a 15 over match, although I would put it to 20 over. Yeah, nobody can hit the ball in the air.
No, I never said you can't hit it in the air. I say you don't get boundary.
You don't get boundary by hitting in the air.
No, man, you don't get no boundaries then at all. You just run. Any score you make is what you run for.
But the whole thing about it, what that would do, Orville, what that would do, is allow the players to improve their stroke play along the ground.
Yes, but you can chip over the top and go for 4,
Yeah, so
like the field in and you chip and go over the top and run 3.
It becomes what happened after them start with that and start to learn to use the V better.
Yes.
It becomes like muscle memory when them step up the ladder.
Yeah, man.
So that is why I support the suggestion. I think, sir.
I would do it, no, but I wouldn't necessarily have an 11-man field. Let's say I'm doing that between 10 and 12 or 10 and 14. You have 8-man on the field because you really and truly want the little youth the field not to be overly crowded, So you have a batsman, you have a keeper and a bowler, and say 6 or 7 other man rather than 9 other people. Up to the captain now at the field inside for know where him go and deploy them 7 man up on the field.
Exactly.
To stop the batsman. The batsman are going to learn say, all right, and on 9 man up on the field like what would be the original cricket match. Outside of the keeper and the bowler. And I will know have to learn to lick the ball in the gap, run hard because I can stand up and swipe and lick the ball for 4 and 6. If you do that to that generation, I can tell us that 5-10 years after, they'd be much better feet, my boy.
That is why I tell us it's a good suggestion.
But wish me did have money.
You call the program unless I have something positive to say, man. I some mistake, but I listen all the while,
I know, man.
You understand me? Another thing I don't understand. I can't not go further down the rural now, the Costa Cup, man. I can't understand how Mannings that play so good, reach a quarter final, and I know I can't hear one match of Mannings on the radio being commentated on.
It costs more. The further you go, the more it costs,
Me know that, but remember I said Mannings are here ultimate,
That is true.
I'm sure say them can't play so good, man. They don't get a feature, man.
Reasonable point, my boy. Reasonable.
You understand me?
Sean, I try to say something.
Mark wants to sponsor.
Mark.
Sponsor the coverage.
Mark, call me after the program and give me full company down the west there.
Yeah, man.
Anywhere Manning's there, the next match, I down the way I go.
Alright. And the next time I want to talk about, more comment a little about this horse racing fiasco. The horse racing thing with them have a brew with it all depends on the explanation with the trainer give all the banned substance get into the system of the horse. Because depending on the explanation, or is it on the list of banned substances? Was it on the list of banned substances?
I'm understanding that one of them are top drugs, my boss.
So, the explanation has to be given first.
Hold on. Is it different trainers found implicated in this? Or is it one trainer?
No, man, I'm more than one trainer.
Man, 13 positive tests. That's what I'm saying.
13 and them still have the more tests.
No, 13 positive tests with how many different trainers?
Different trainers. 13 positive different trainers, including some top trainers. And last but not least, I just hear Economist talk about Atomica. Atomica just going to win a race. Whether she did have a smooth passage or not. Because she come face the top runners them in the island. Where horses like Mahogany, 109 and 110 change. And them regular splits going 6 furlong. She just run a 110-4. She face sustained pace, otherwise known as class. She just couldn't win. She just step up. She have to feel the pace first. But outside of that, all I want to bring Feature Mannings and Froome and some of them West School that done some man.
Over to you, Sean and Kat. Mannings, the next match we play about Mannings.
And you have quite a number of West Schools down there. Yes, Cornwall still in it, Froome still in it, Rossi's and Mannings.
Still in it, Mannings still in it.
Yes.
Me never want to say it here, sir, because that's me parochial.
All
right, cool.
We'll go and listen to the program.
All right, cool, Mark Watson.
Yeah.
You're not a rich, nobody rich now used to go Mannings.
Yeah, man, I know.
Make some people sponsor the Mannings.
I know some people can call for it. When is the next round, Sean?
It starts Saturday, but then you have games. You will have games Saturday and when again? Wednesday again, Sean?
I'll go and make some calls. I definitely will make some calls. All right, what we do now?
We take the break?
We take the break?
We take the break, Nicholas? Or we go to Electro? Electro, are you there?
The Electro, man. Metro.
Oh, Metro.
Metro.
It's Electro, Mr. Metro.
Yeah, so, Orville.
Yes.
I'm surprised that what the gentleman said a while ago, but what he was talking about. You remember I made that suggestion to you a couple months ago and you rubbish it, you know?
Which one?
When I suggest to you that the youngsters in school, any youngster under 15, I would not allow them to score when they're batting. I would not allow them to under pressure to hit in 6s and 4. What I would do is reward points for batting.
No. That's a different argument. You say you would award points. I'm not awarding points for how you look and the stroke where you play. You lick the ball and the gap, you run.
No, but you're going to run between the wickets as I say no.
No, man, but I'm not awarding.
Cricket, you know.
I'm not awarding any points. So
but it's a schoolwide competition, so to get the youth them interested in playing, right? Mm-hmm. You have them out there batting, and instead of they are allowed. I mean, they can win a trophy by almost beating a side by scoring runs. You incorporate all your facets of cricket.
Who determines the points that you get?
So you not make it so well. For argument's sake, 6 points for batting 50 overs or 20 overs or whatever side batted for a certain amount of overs.
So you can bat 20 overs and be none for none when the game done. Now you get maximum points.
Yeah.
Then not that joke thing that Metro.
No, then the bowler's duty to get out the batsman.
So you are saying that you would advocate a competition where Petersville All-Age play White House All-Age.
Yes.
And at the end of 20 overs, Petersville score no runs and get maximum points before White House go start back.
Yes.
You know, say that make no sense, Metro man.
Oh, you mean that make no sense? I teach. When I duplicate.
I am not. No. You're not just teaching defense, but you're teaching.
You see?
Metro.
Is the catch and should thing where we used to play, you know?
Metro. Catch and should was not a game. Catch and should was not two sides playing. I played a lot of it. I'm saying once you have side A, I play side B. You have to include runs. You can't just say, you to just block up 20 overs and not score, not try score. And
no, just block up, man. You must bat and run between the wickets, you know.
Then what is it that determines how much points him get?
The proper way, the proper execution.
Who determines the properness of the execution?
So you don't know when a batsman
Lord have mercy, Metro. What you may give him 5 out of 10 for proper execution. Now me might think that shot the value 6.2. Who is going to decide which score we give which shot? You know, say a problem we are running at this other no man.
No, you see.
Because the opposing coach for the next team might say 8 out of 10 for that shot.
What we're doing, you know, we're teaching the youth them off a bat, right? Is it teaching them off a bat? We have them running between the wickets.
Metro, hold the line. Don't go.
The points thing would work, but we're coming back. All right, Metro, the man who wants to turn cricket into boxing.
Yes, Orville.
Yeah.
You ever play wrong stroke yet?
Yes, man.
Something similar, man?
No, wrong stroke was not played between teams.
Yeah, but But you're going to be rewarded points for doing it.
Metro. Wrong stroke was a stroke that was played by individuals. You never had upon a team or try to beat the next team.
But in order to get the youngsters interested, you have to do something like that.
You do that in practice sessions, man. In match, runs here and wickets here.
No, man, you not forget it, because all right, when a 12-year-old youth go bat, all right, or a 10-year-old boy I go bat from a prep school, and you put pressure on him to go out there and score runs. I swipe him, they go swipe, you know.
And I'm saying you take away swiping by taking away 4s and 6s.
No, I don't want to take away 4s and 6s. I want him to hit. If a ball is in the half, to hit it for a 6, him can hit it.
All right, boss. We have two different approaches.
You understand?
I'm not going to convince you.
I'm not taking away the stroke play from the youth, you know.
All right.
But I don't want him go there go swipe.
All right.
The ball in his arc and he can lick it to the boundary.
All right.
I understand. I clear the boundary too.
And you give him, and if him play the proper shot, you give who do the scoring for points?
The officials, man.
The officials.
Yeah.
The officials from which team?
Well, we have independent officials, just like how we have independent umpires.
Oh, so the school you go play against a school, you bring down a man and him sit on one place and judge the shot them.
Yeah.
And say that leave alone they forget 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
But I leave alone over here so forget 7.
No man. All right.
Remember,
umpires. We have umpire game.
Hold on, you know. No. But the umpire have less decisions to make, you know. In a game of 20 overs, that's 120 ball. The official would have to give a ranking after every ball, you know. So the man leave alone. What was him technique when him leave alone? 8. Next ball, 7. Next ball, 5. Him play a back defensive stroke, me I give him 7 for that. So accumulatively, him get 600 points before the end. And you do the same thing for the other side. Yeah. And the cricket we play the summer, bro.
How will we play then?
Boxing.
I teach the youngsters them how to bat.
All right, me not agree, but we gone. We leave it there some
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right,
okay.
All right, that was Metro.
Metro. I no music yet.
No.
But Metro, that one the radical. Yeah. Maybe it could work.
Spaces are available, people. 876-968-8117. That's 876-968-8117. You're calling from anywhere in the world and you get through on that. No.
You know, one of the things women don't want nobody tell me on this program, you know. Oh, you must set the pace, or you know. I have broached that subject. I'm sure the answer something at the morning as well. And what we talk about, the people I want to talk about. People I'm going to call and talk about what they want to talk about here. So just for the record, I started this morning by talking about the quota system. Nobody not talk about that yet. We gone almost 2 hours. What else? The decision by Lakers to get rid of some people. Well, at least 1 or 2 men respond to that. So ultimately, people will call and talk about what you don't want to talk about. Okay? I also made the point yesterday. Is there some kind of symbiotic link with aggressive spectators and schoolboy football? Nobody knows nothing about them things. I don't want to tell we set the pace as to what people are going to talk about. Anyway, we have Tappa. Is Tappa or Tappa?
Tappa. Good day, Tappa.
Football coach. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
So I want to call in terms like this when the lines are free.
Yeah, because I know the phone no want to wait, and I don't blame it.
The wait is very long. So for the cricket, Orville and Zidane. For the new coach, I personally, I would nominate, well, not say nominate, I would think that someone like the team that the fellow has recorded last CPL, I kind of like that team there, Shana Paul and Ambrose, for the white ball team. What do you think about that?
Why you gotta use one success and make that decision? Eh?
All right, so let me back that up. Ambrose was working with the main team up, I think, a little bit after the 2016 World Cup, was it?
Yes.
And the same Phil Simmons fired him and saying that he was not technical enough. I don't know what that means, but anyway, that's what happened. And he was having some success there. I mean, he's a legendary fast bowler, been coaching in and out for a while now. And Shonda Paul is a very technically gifted batsman. That's why I was really thinking about him, because if there's one person who has seen this team over the years that could have worked the singles, would have been Shonda Paul. And you know that our main issue right now is our ability to play, the lack of ability to play spin.
Well, and she was also very good at. Yes, yeah. Continue on the point.
Very good at, and he was very, very good at that.
Yes.
So we seem to have a natural ability to hit boundaries. And I don't want person to call in and talk about hitting boundaries is a problem. We must hit boundaries. What we need to do now is that we can hit the amount of boundaries that we are hitting now consistently, but improve our ones and two by even say 40% of what we are doing now. We'll be in a much better position to compete, because after about 20 overs, if you look at where us going through it, 40 that ball, 50 that ball.
47 and 52 were among the dot balls, in other words.
Even if you can reduce that down to even say 10.
No, man, that's not going to happen.
I even say 20. So
that's still what
20.
The best teams in the world try to get somewhere to about 30 dot balls.
Oh, 30.
30 is what you should be aiming at.
All right, so let's look at it then. If we are having an average of 47 dot balls, and you say the global standard is 30.
That's what you're aiming.
We're talking about a difference of 17.
And if those 17 balls, if you can't get them for 1 and 2 each, you're talking about a possible 30 more runs.
All right, so let's say so let's average out at 34.
Right.
But basically, even if you put that at 34, the average score that we're making now, which is around 140 there.
140, 150.
That's still not a very competitive total in the world of T20 right now.
You want to get that to 170, 165, 170 more often.
Because India will murder that quite easily. South Africa will beat that half quite easily. So we need to be in the 190s, 180s more often than that.
Yep. Yeah, man.
So we must continue with the boundary hitting. But we must be able to work the balls and get the ones that
as I was explaining to somebody the other day, when we were in our Aki, with the big hitters then, we were getting anyway maybe between 20 and 24 boundaries a game. Now, which means that on average, you still have 100 balls when I go to the boundary. Between 90 and 100 balls that will not get to the boundary, even when we are hitting whole heap of boundaries. You get the point I'm making? And boundaries mean between 4 and 6. Yeah. So, even when we are at our absolute best, in the heyday when people say that we used to use, we were still 90 at balls without boundaries.
Yeah.
Now, if those 90 at balls, what do you know? So the vast majority of balls, you will not hit for boundaries, even when your boundary rating is at its optimum.
Right.
So I'm saying, if your plan should not be, all right, so your plan is to hit 20 boundaries, which means you still have 100 balls left, You get the point I'm making?
Yeah.
What are your plans for the 100 balls or the 95 balls when you are not hitting boundaries? Because the balls that are not boundary balls are going to be 5 and 4 times the amount of balls that are boundary balls. So even if you concentrate, say, gentlemen, we want 20 or 23 or 24 boundaries between 4 and 6 in the innings. Fine, coach. We are going to try to do that. We are going to work on that. We are going to chip and lick over the top. We are going to try the ray. All right. What do you do now with the other 95 ball where you are going to fit? I don't think we have done enough with them other 95 balls. That
and I'm agreeing with you, because basically what you're saying, it appears that they'll go there with a plan to say, all right, we need 20 or 25 boundaries.
Yes.
But in between, they don't say, all right, we need 100 balls. We need to run at least 22s and 10 ones and maybe a 5-3 in between.
Exactly.
And then that will help us to tally a total of about 190.
Mr. the Tick. Mr. the man, them bowl coolly off a no ball, we're going to a third man. And the man hustle 3, Coolly with all of that, some of them money,
Hey, talk about that. And I think that we talk about an idea, but I think Virat Kohli is India's greatest ever batsman. And I'm talking surpassing Tendulkar.
Across formats
No, he's the greatest batsman in the history of cricket across formats. So I'm not talking about that. I'm saying for India, I think he's a better batsman than Tendulkar.
Yeah, man, I think you can argue that, yes.
Listen to me, them Indians were fully playing a bridge. They're not normal,
He's not a normal batsman.
Which West Indian can you think of would have been in the position where India in that match there? And the man said to himself, all right, I can do this. 6 ball in a year and start a chill ball over the boundary.
Yeah, man,
and I said to you, what are going after?
If a man say Kohli right up there with Tendulkar, you can't, but similar class. Yes, you can't go around that.
I tell you, the man crazy. But couldn't believe me, I sick. The man have the confidence. You know, other sportsmen to behave like that was Big Richard or Jordan. No matter how bad the game is, Jordan I say, yo, I can do this thing. And the man confident enough to say, yo, they can do it and get it done. On the road stage at that.
All right, Tappa.
We don't have one call a 30 more seconds. So those are the West Indies people who didn't go to the World Cup. Don't they feel embarrassed when they see a man like that who is richer than them, more talented than them, but yet have the hunger to play for his country, no matter what, and them cock up out there going like them richer than too big for West Indies cricket. And before West Indies cricket then it's poor. Don't they feel shame and embarrassed?
Leave it right to some of us.
The black people think Bridget, may I tell you.
All right.
Black people think I have no pride for themselves. All right.
All right. I will take a break. Oh, who we have now? Rocker?
Up.
Yes, Rocker.
What's up, Rocker?
Boy, I'm here watching the World Cup, and this morning I was pretty torn because I never knew if I should support or cheer for Zimbabwe or for Pakistan, because I always liked Pakistan. But it was a good game still. I think it was a good game. But it kind of like just put a wrench in my heart because I see the promo, you see the West Indies colors, and they're not there. So I don't know when I get in over it. I kind of in a mood where I just want this World Cup to be finished with, because every time I see a team, even if they lose, I mean, you know, that could have been West Indies. Orville, in relation to the
especially when, you know, we beat Zimbabwe and the Zimbabwe can beat Pakistan now, so it almost make you feel like we could have beat Pakistan too, you know.
Or we could have beat somebody, you know.
And
I don't know if any of you saw I don't know the real distinctions in and Orville. You have rugby union and you have rugby league. I don't know the distinction, to be honest.
Yeah, neither do I.
I saw a game on Saturday where Jamaica lost, I think, 68-6 or 6 something to New Zealand. I know New Zealand is like the top team in rugby. But I actually felt proud when Jamaica made a single try, you know. I don't know if you all saw that.
No.
But Jamaica got a try in that game. So it was good, and the try was completed by someone who has always been part of the rugby program, which is a issue that we have, wherein Jamaica dabbles in a lot of sports, and we're not really good in a lot of them, and we don't have the funding for them. It's always a reminder that perhaps we could be better if they were better funded.
Yes.
The same point was raised yesterday. I heard a gentleman on a program, and he was asking about Tia Clayton, and was making the point that the J3As did not visit the home of Tia Clayton and say, come and be a track star. But what is real is the fact that you have good coaches in her locality or close to where she is, and those persons were able to invest in her and until she is now in the hands of the more established coaches, which link now to the cricket, because I can't leave the cricket alone. You see, when we have this cricket thing, Orville, since I reached age maybe 20, not saying there isn't, but I don't know of it.
That is interesting.
Yeah?
Big man, you talk about Barbados. When I was in the States, Florida, I don't remember which part, the man who live up there, realist, this can tell me. Me and my little crew, them know say, you know me dead. We could pay $20 and get outdoor pitch with lights and net, and your bat ball for your hour. This is in America, you know. No such facility exists in Jamaica. I mean, you can just walk off of the street, pay your $20, you get nets, you get, I don't know if them did provide ball, but you get pitch, you get nets, and you get light at night. So enough man just leave them work, maybe 2 or 3 you know, trumps up and pay the $20. You bat for 20 minutes, I'm on the bat for 20 minutes, I'm on the bat for 20 minutes. This is in the US. I don't see why we couldn't have some of them something in the West Indies. It's not that hard.
And even if you're looking at it from that side, you know, Orville, you know that even with the relevant nets and so forth, we could have it where I pick my team and go play maybe a 10-over match with our friends, you know. Maybe the maximum time we get is an hour to complete the match. but you don't have anything
no.
that.
The next time when me attack is at a little. They have a feeling, but I don't remember if they had a pitch.
I understand what you're saying.
It's just nets, like how you see the nets them set up around a savannah.
The advancements that have taken place with football, basketball, and even netball, track and field, there is none for cricket.
Yeah, man.
There is a very good, last point, there is a very good cricketer who attended Clarendon College up to last year. And I said to him, are you aware of the fact that the West Indies have been knocked out of the World Cup? The man asked me, the man played for some club in Clarendon too, you know. The man asked me at 19 years old, who were they playing against? Then if people who are playing at a decent level, who should be advancing the sport and playing with an intent to move further, don't even know who West Indies playing against, then you expect us as fans to make it better, sir.
Leave it there, Raka. You get the point.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man. All right, so we're moving on from that. Who do we have? Hello?
No one is there, Sean? All right. Once again, spaces are available, people. 876-968-8117. That's 876-968-8117.
I know Dr. Watts not gonna love to hear this, you know. Doc, we need some of them facilities there for true. So we do. We do need some of them facilities. A bowling machine. I was at Savannah Park on Saturday morning. Just watching some Jamaican cricketers train. Let me put it that way. Not West Indies cricketers at the time. And I asked about the bowling machine. It probably cost them, said the one that they were using, 2,500 or 3,000 US. Them they don't know world money where we couldn't have one in every parish. Anyway, hello.
Am I time?
Yes.
Garvey.
What go on, Harvey?
I'm nervous.
Harvey, you know me call him to give some props.
Tell Garvey say we attack to him. Oh, you sound like Garvey, sir.
Yeah, man, I call him to give some props. Yesterday when you talk to the dude about the CONCACAF team.
Yeah.
You bring up a name there.
Hugo Sanchez.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hugo Sanchez have to make any all-time CONCACAF team, man.
Indeed.
Yeah, man.
Well, it wasn't an all-time CONCACAF team so much, you know.
Position.
The best player in each position.
In CONCACAF.
In CONCACAF. But Hugo Sanchez's name it must be on any forward chart list in CONCACAF.
I show, man. Me give the props to that one there. That one that was spot on. I made have to put in my head a York.
Yes, man.
Yeah, me have to put in my head a York. Me have to put York second.
But you sound like a virgin call the program named Garvey, though.
But you want to have it. I have a question to you. I can reason me as a virgin. Who you feel say top 5 athletes in Jamaica history?
Like track and field athletes?
No, man. Right across our sports, man. Top 5 sports people in Jamaica's history.
Bowl, you probably get 3 or 4 track athletes out of that.
Give me some name, no?
Bowl, Shelley, Elaine. And then we think about two other people now.
Bowl, Shelley, Elaine.
Yeah.
We never have Elaine for my top 5 still.
Elaine is double Olympic 1 and 2 champion, you know.
Yeah.
And probably
McCallum. I think about 6 may have or 7. Me have McCallum and Berbick for my list.
Yeah, McCallum and Berbick out there. They would make the top 10 and you narrow it down from the
Mike McCallum.
Now Holden and Dujan.
No, I not put Dujan there. So me put Mike McCallum, Trevor Berbick, Michael Holden.
Walsh?
No, Michael Holden, Bolt obviously. And the 5th one would have to be Shelley.
You don't have Walsh?
No,
no, sir.
And it doesn't have Elaine.
And you don't have Elaine?
Me put Elaine, me tell, me squeeze the top outside of that, right? Me have Elaine next at 6, right? Then me have Walsh at 7 and Chris Gale at 8.
Okay.
How that sound?
Reasonable. But Elaine, listen, Elaine is have a whole heap of thing going for her. Double in the Olympics. Currently the fastest woman alive in the world.
The truth in Orville. Me never really have me did a DQ for my original top 5 ahead of
Mike.
Ahead of Mike, you know. And the reason I they put DQ ahead of Mike is that DQ the two things were only both. No, him win the gold medal, but him also hold the world record. So there was a time when he was undisputedly the best in the world. You understand what I mean? So that's why I put him up there. Then I put Berbick because he proves him was the best in the world. So Bolt, Shelley, so them 4 they proves that them was the best in the world beyond a shadow of a doubt. Ilian did too, but not with the world record. You know what I mean? So maybe you kind of make feel a way to squeeze out, but you kind of get squeezed out.
Yeah.
Then I'm come down the line now. I say she next. I mean Mike 6, she 7. Definitely Courtney was.
Yeah, Mike 6. Yeah, Mike 6. You never say you put Mike no.
No, originally my list never have Mike.
So you remove Donald Quarry now and insert Mike.
No. I mean, I tell him originally, but somebody made the argument to me after I made the list about Mike McCallum. And I tell him, me can't fight that argument there. You see me, I say, it's tied between DQ and Mike McCallum.
Yeah.
It's not, I could look on the person and tell him there's a stupid argument to that.
Yeah. All of them name them, and once you put them name there, nothing stupid no night again.
But yeah, Chris Gale can't go near the top 5. Man.
No.
Can't make it go this way.
No, I agree with you.
Hold on, line, Garvey.
Hold on, the man will sound like Garvey.
I will take a break. We're coming back.
Garvey, you draw with Sean, you know. You get Sean come at the door.
Sean said Mike McCallum is a must, Garvey.
Sean have Mike ahead of Berwick, and I can understand why.
That's why I can't call it that man and put Mike up there. That's why.
Yeah, Mike would have certainly would be ahead of Berwick for me.
But Berwick are the heavyweight champion, Bill.
But Mike was champion
for longer.
Multiple times.
In different weight categories.
Three different. Yeah, it depends on how you like your dessert. That's what I said. God, the heavyweight championship bring more prestige. You know?
Pound for pound, Mike is a greater boxer. Record-wise, pound for pound, Mike is a greater boxer.
Mike McCallum win far more sportsman of the year than most people we ever produce.
Yes, man. Remember, I said, me put Mike McCallum as Jamaica's greatest boxer. But the problem is overall. But the problem is what me there wrestle with. The heavyweight championship of the world brings such prestige. You see me,
no, but by your argument, every great heavyweight champion would be greater than every other champion. Not
really, but Trevor Berby did have a good career outside of that. I don't like him as a flux champion. He was a good boxer. That was the Trevor Berby fight.
I did some reading. I did some reading last night. Mike career great.
Yeah, well, I'd like to say, I'm not going to cuss him that, you know. A man tell me, say, I had Mike 6. So me I say, I don't like saying the 5.
Alright, give me a top 5 in order again. So Bolt is clearly number 1.
Me never put them in a particular order. No. Me did clearly specify that. Me they have Bolt, Shelley, DQ, Berbick, and Mikey Walden.
Okay. Alright, I hear you. I probably would go differently, but you said all of them name the way you call a big name them, so like a difference of opinion here and there.
Right. And for the people who said Mike over Trevor, I'm not going to kill them banner one. That is from we start the discussion, I can't really throw banner one. You know what I mean?
Maybe Michael Holding should come out.
No man, it's Michael Holding and Viv Richards, one with the bat and one with the ball, will launch the assault on the world, you know.
Yeah.
From Michael Holding go England 1976 and go lick down the English, then we don't look back to 15 years.
No, but Michael Holding, you mean Michael Holding was not the best? As a Jamaican. But Viv Richards is not a Jamaican.
No, when I say.
So if you have got Viv Richards, then you'd have to go Marshall then.
No, man, listen to me. Enough people don't understand the importance of Michael Holding in cricket history. Long before Marshall them come find the thing I run already. You understand what I mean? Michael Holding them go through the tough days that we was losing to Australia, and then them turn it round and go to England.
Yeah, but the fact that you were there at the forefront to help us. Let us say I remember. Hold on, man.
Michael Rowling still have the record for the most test wicket in a game by West Indian, you know.
14 wickets up at the Oval. But may I say to you, Andy Roberts would have been part of that 4-prong pace attack before Mikey. So I really wouldn't Mikey start the revival of West Indies fast bowling in that era. That would be Andy Roberts. Hello?
Gone.
We lose them. That's all right, so we'll move on.
Interesting though. Rural.
Rural.
Yeah, you hearing me?
Yes, rural.
All right. Gurus.
Oh, this is Evangelist.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Difference between Club of the Year and Team of the Year. Do you know the difference?
Yeah, man. They talk about every single thing. The academy, the women's team, and the amount of
which one are you speaking to?
The Club of the Year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and
man,
the Team of the Year is what?
It's the overall club, whatever they do within the club. Did they have a Team of the Year award?
All right. Let me give you the distinction. The distinction is national team. That's on the FIFA ranking.
Oh.
That is the Team of the Year. And the Club of the Year was the one that you said first. So you got that right.
Yeah.
It's an E for that.
Yeah, man.
All right. So City was worth, and it's just 2001 they started that, you know, in addition to the Ballon d'Or awards.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I thought it was something that was going for a long time, but they just started that award 2021.
Yeah, man. Chelsea won it the first. Yes, Chelsea was the first winner.
And it's an interesting thing that they said. By virtue of having the most players on the
Ballon d'Or list.
On the Ballon d'Or.
That's a part of it as well, yes.
Because prior to now, they were saying it would have been unheard of for a team to be called Club of the Year, and they did not win the Champions League. Because even though a City having won it, persons are still up in arms about it because they say they did not win the Champions League. Mm-hmm. How is it then? But I think they put more strength on the fact that they had at least 5 players on the Ballon d'Or list, and that gave them the edge over Real Madrid. Still not in agreement.
No, actually, Real Madrid came third, you know.
In terms of Club of the Year?
Yes, Liverpool come second.
Yeah, man, I know.
Yeah.
But City won it.
Yeah.
But I still think having the Ballon d'Or winner, won the Champions League, won La Liga, and the among other accolades, I still believe that Real Madrid should have won the Team of the Year.
No, man, it's not the Team of the Year. No, but the club speaks, so they consider even the women's team for Man City. I know, well, they did.
But City's team didn't win.
So you don't get any point, no. But what did Real Madrid do from a woman's standpoint? So
I'm not familiar with that.
So they count the points. They count the points with the youth teams, the women's team. It's a club. It's a club overall in Europe. Mm-hmm. So once they get points for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So and they add it up and then determine who has the most points, and that team is the Club of the Year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the jury is still out in terms of even that factor. Even City themselves were it would seem City fans themselves were puzzled when they got it, because it would evidence would suggest that they didn't even think they did.
Because let me tell you what I think the thinking is behind it. They are saying once you win the Champions League, you will automatically be seen as the best club team in the world. Mm-hmm. So they are saying that
everybody.
Yes,
it's everybody.
They just give you something else to say what you did overall as a club throughout the year. You're going to get Club of the Year. So I understand the distinction.
They must show something in the way so make you feel you accomplished something.
Yeah.
Because you would have been doing other things in addition to winning the Champions.
There you go.
If you put it that way, then it paints a different picture. But that's a little research I did. I just wanted to shed some light. Just basically information for our listeners out there. Because I just learned this because I'm researching. Because Real Madrid is my team. I mean, I wonder, having watched it, why they didn't. Some of them just dig for myself. I'll find out. But that's my 2 cents, gentlemen.
Yeah, man. Big up Evangelist.
Big up yourself, Evangelist.
You know, I just had to think about it a while ago with the top 5 Jamaicans. Is Michael Holding a more outstanding cricketer than George Headley? Assuming that you feel that George Headley's 22-match career is a big enough sample size. George Headley would be not normal, you know. George Headley averaged 16 at Test cricket, you know, and was widely seen as the first black superstar from the region. Mm-hmm. You know, so he would have be given some consideration as well. All right, who we have now? All right, Street Youth.
Orville.
Yeah, man. What you've got today now?
Orville, the horse when named She's a Manita, or female horse.
Then she wouldn't be. She wouldn't have a name. She's a Manita as a male. Don't think so. Why would I ask them? She's a Manita as a male horse.
I don't know. Me hate horse, yes, and me hate everything about horse. But the name they just jam me, and all the while me just fascinated to know the horse.
You want to know what they mean when they name her that?
I want to know the horse. She's a Manita. Not for one nice horse, that man. Orville, your team look good still, you know?
Which one of them?
Watch them with your money.
Yeah, you watch them down the States?
Yeah, man.
The one love.
They must some youth with swag there. Orville, them, hey, Orville, man is not go easy for this. They have some whole heap of match winner upon their team.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because even the youth, them, we get all of the problem. All of them, they same way.
Which?
Like
the number 12?
Yeah. And the number 7 and the 10 and 11. They have nice team, I tell you, man.
But I don't know if you did listen yesterday. I'm going to tell you what the Sav man them tell me. Some man are do well not only because the program better and the coaching maybe better and the principal about the school and the old boy. Them. All of them think about them. Say the bad man them are back man in store. The man say, you know, see how crime step up in the West Middle in the last 2 years. And in the last 2 years, man in the rise. If me think that was mere coincidence that. Me say, one must know, bro. Yeah, man, the man say little badness around the team, you know.
Them have swag to man, I tell you, them a play like back in the days. Man in gear or something like you that go watch them. Them have some player which I enjoy you.
I tell you though, CC, you know, not CC, Street Youth. It's a Clarendon College.
Yeah,
they're gonna be extremely difficult to beat.
Them have a hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
Watch them now a match down a jungle, you know. They make about 20 at pass and still not go kick a shot yet, you know, because they never see the way.
The man them is not a normal. So them can pass the ball around any schoolboy football team in the
country. Yeah, man. Then if them keep doing a pass around an Jordan under 23 team, we mix with senior player. What do you think?
How many of them play for the Lennon side, the Chapelton Maroon?
I'm understanding that quite a few will
eventually. 8 of them.
Yeah.
But 8 of them because watch them play down here. And a whole heap of them now they are school now.
Okay.
But Orville, you see, that me I tell you now, you see why, like, Orville, when you watch your first cricket match or your first football match, you didn't know if you want to be a cricketer or a footballer,
no, well, boy, that we are talking about maybe 6-year-old, you know. I know when I go and play that something, but
the excitement, when you get to understand the whole thing.
Yeah, man, you want to be part of that, yeah.
Okay, because when me watch my first football B-Cup match 1990, me know, especially when me go watch all the final over sets and see Linval is them and Kevin,
Kevin Deere.
They call him Sensi.
Oh, Kevin Williams.
Kevin Williams.
Yeah, and them have Linval.
Used to play for Galaxy.
Big CC side of your attack.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
whole street, Shipping Port now Kevin Williams in our midfield for that Costa Cup. When did he play?
Kevin Williams, the one
who played.
Yeah.
Huh?
Which year did he play? Yeah.
1990 played the final. Them I don't know if he played.
91 Shipping Port. Was that a 91?
Oh, there was on the 1990 team too.
Yeah, man. And I scored the free man.
Yeah, down at States against Rossies.
Yeah, man. Man, I didn't forget them take over the match and then lose 2-1.
Yeah, man, I remember.
Yeah, man. Me never forget that year there. My first year that me say me and watch the Cup match and know say yeah. I will see the buzz and the stadium where you see. You automatically want to play this sport.
No, the difference me never did I go good enough as a footballer. So if you say I wanted to, because when me go Mannings, me know me couldn't play football at them level. So me never did think me that be no baller.
I will, me just say that to say no. They never, no administrator never have to do nothing different, nothing.
Oh, at that year come on for.
The thing just dry you figure play ball them time.
Oh, that year
because of the whole star thing with them. Like, I will remember, you know, over from have to ram, you know, because you have people like Ted Wright Jones, them and Ford them and Spider and
yeah, man.
a big star where can enjoy you.
Yes,
Down at Jarrett Park, you have Winston Anglin and Hector Wright, there, man.
Yeah, man.
The whole of the man, you just name them. But now, Premier League are playing. I just know, you see the marketing for Premier League now?
Step up.
I think even more, I think it even joy more to the game more than even how. Even though me not take on for the team, them not play good enough. Good ball I play and them thing there, but I think the marketing more now than even the ball. Them time that the ball is more than the marketing.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
them time now we have to market the thing, because the thing now naturally market itself.
Okay.
Then time the Reno I go play C but on a fruit. You don't need the marketing.
No. Well, here, you're right, but here I beat the thing now.
Yeah.
The top players them are available to us now locally. All in MLS, in the US, and in Macedonia, all sort of places.
Yeah,
look at Cephas, who was lighting up the place last year. Gone.
They rise up now, then.
Gone.
Yeah.
So it need more marketing now, indeed.
Yeah.
Huh?
It need more marketing now, indeed, because of that.
Yeah.
Street Youth.
Yeah.
You get 30 seconds for wrap the point.
All right, sir, go on.
Yeah, I left it there, so.
Yeah, man.
I want to know the house name she's a manita.
All right.
You want to know her?
I want to know that the house name. Yeah,
when you say you want to know her, what do you mean?
That's why I see the house, brother. You have a nice name.
Hey, Street Youth, you behave yourself.
All right, big up yourself.
Rollington Town.
Yeah, man, big up Street Youth.
Yeah.
We got to know Rollington.
Hello?
Yes, Rollington.
Yeah, man, what's up, Zidane?
We are here.
Before I talk little basketball with you, Orville,
what's up?
I hear your name in some boxes there, but there are many more that at some time should have gotten Sportsman of the Year.
Give me some names.
Bonnie Grant.
Didn't he get it 1 year? Not the 60th?
I think more than 1 year, if I'm not. I'm going to have to go back. You have guys like, Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
Although he operated mostly in England, he was heavyweight champion.
Yes, man.
Yes, and I think Donovan Razor Ruddock was also on top of the list one time.
Good names, though.
So you know, it's not only like Trevor Burbick and Mike McCallum. There's no question that Mike McCallum was really one that we used to follow more because of the fact that it was rumored that why none of the
Thomas Hearns, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Man, they couldn't beat him.
So we hear them are run from him now and boxing.
Exactly. That's what we hear, you know. Yeah. We don't have really...
Sean is saying the ones that you're mentioning never represented Jamaica, really.
But those boxers represent Jamaica?
Who?
Boxers represent Jamaica, or boxers just got fight?
Yes, I mean, I'm not... Well...
Sean is saying they never fought under the Jamaican banner.
Do you fight on the banner?
On the Grand fought on the Jamaican.
Well, they have to announce that they come from somewhere.
You understand? So I'm gonna have to check back now and see if any of these people was ever considered for Sportsman of the Year.
Yeah, probably not. Some of them no.
Probably not, but
that's the point Sean is making. That they weren't seen as Jamaican.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to check it because if I'm not mistaken, Bonnie Grant was definitely.
He said Bonnie Grant. He said Bonnie Grant was.
Mm-hmm. And if Burbick could have been chosen for Sportsman of the Year, then any one of them.
But Burbick wasn't chosen. Me know Sean come on, so come say I said so many times now. Man. Sean doesn't make some woolly for gesticulation. I expect if you read him hand signal. Sean, take over the mic and say what you say. Yeah. Turn on him, mic. Hype.
I'm saying Burbick was considered for Sportsman of the Year, but Burbick fought under the Jamaican umbrella.
Yeah.
If you go on their profile, you will see the nationality or the country.
Oh.
So persons he mentioned before, not
So that Lennox Lewis couldn't get.
No.
Because he fight out.
Although he's a Jamaican, he didn't fight under Jamaica umbrella.
Okay.
But he showed that he was a Jamaican. Like Simon Brown fought under the Jamaican umbrella.
Simon Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another one.
So but not Lennox. No.
Not Lennox. You see how easy that is, Sean? We understand what you're saying?
But Lennox Lewis got some kind of award here in Jamaica, and I'm quite sure of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go and look back. whether it was something, a token from the government because of his how far him reach, but something like that.
Yeah.
And he was a very popular sports person here because he came here regularly.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, so I have to check it out. Anyway, Zidane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I get the impression that the Lakers is carrying Russell Westbrook. Not even the Lakers, but LeBron James. Because with a clip of the finger, if LeBron James was to say, the problem would be done with him.
No, man, that's not how it works, my boy.
Because, but Westbrook not doing anything.
But I don't think, all right, it's not, Russell Westbrook is the only reason why they're struggling, you know, but if they're going to move anybody to create cap space to him. No, because his money, because no, he's getting $47 million this year. No, ideally, since he's the lesser of all the three, the big three, then they want to move him to create that cap space now to bring in other really good players in areas that you want to improve, like your shooting, you know. So he would be the one that they affiliate. But it's not that he's the only one reason why they're struggling.
That's what I reckon. But I was saying that should have been done some time ago.
Well, I understand that a lot of deals came up in the summer and Rob Pelinka just never pulled the trigger at all.
They must have seen something. Must have figured that there was something left.
They don't want, you know, they don't have a lot of picks.
And I know the same thing is happening in the 76ers, you know, Zidane.
But they are the bigger shocker, you know, because many expected this from Lakers, you know.
Exactly.
They would struggle shooting wise, but many thought the Sixers would be doing well, and they have only won one game.
Exactly, and you know that job going to come on.
Yeah, man. Let's see the next 5 games and see what happens. If they don't win most of those games, Doc will end up there under some pressure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Rollington.
All right, take care.
We're leaving it there.
Good.
We'll take another break. We're coming back.
All right. We still have Rollington?
No.
Oh, Rollington gone. G-Star.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
How art thou, G-Star?
I'm good. And you?
Over there. Yeah, man.
All right. Right away, no delay. To the Lakers and Russell Westbrook. Mr. Higgins, I'm disappointed in the vast majority of people how they've been discussing Russell Westbrook. Quickly. Russell Westbrook against the Portland Trailblazers. His team was up by 1 point. There's about 30 seconds left on the clock. And Russell Westbrook took a shot that was like a 15-footer. Basically a free throw. Right?
With 20 seconds remaining on the...
No, it's about 30.
Well,
on the clock.
Well, it is even worse because there was only 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, you know, you're leading, you can run down the shot clock right down to the wire. So, even if you miss...
But they will still have about 10 to 12 seconds.
Yeah, but you don't have a lot of time to score and they have the lead, so it make it even... You don't understand the point I'm making?
I understand the point. This is not a good one.
No. Oh, it's not a good point?
No. Why? Because let me tell you. He has a very easy shot. For a professional basketball player, a shot at the free throw line is like a layup.
No man, it wasn't at the free throw line.
No, it was a free throw line extended. It's still.
But he's not a good jump shooter at all, my boss. Whether mid range or long range.
I'm saying I'm disappointed in everybody.
So you're saying it was a good shot?
You're the perfect example. You know why? He should shoot that ball. You know what I'm saying to Russell Westbrook, Mr. Higgins? Just make the shot, please.
G-Star, what are you talking about?
Make the shot.
G-Star, you cannot be leading. G-Star, you cannot be leading by 1, my boss. That late in the game.
They still have
and you're a poor shooter, my boss. So you're desperate for a win. You can't be shooting away the people in bar. What is wrong with G-Star?
So indirectly, what are you saying? Russell Westbrook shouldn't shoot? Is that what you're saying?
You want to win the game. That is the most important thing. Not to help Russell Westbrook confidence.
Time out. Listen to the question again. Indirectly, are you saying Russell Westbrook shouldn't shoot?
No, I'm talking about that situation. He should not have shot the ball.
So tell me, what if he can't shoot that shot? What shot should he should.
I'm saying to you, my boss, in that situation when the game is on the line and you're in a winning position, Russell Westbrook was not be shooting the ball.
Okay.
What should he have done? Pass the ball?
Pass the ball.
None at all?
What was he doing in the game prior to that?
Hold on, Mr. Higgins.
It was poor.
Hold on, Zidane, he shouldn't be shooting the ball none at all?
Not in that situation.
That's highly disrespectful.
No,
highly.
His man is a poor outside shooter and he has been having a bad season from...
No. All right, I'll move on, but let me just say this. Russell Westbrook should shoot that shot, and it's people like you who tears...
What's wrong with G-Star?
Yes, even LeBron.
The man is...
AD. No, you know what they should have said? Russell, shoot the ball.
No, my boss.
Keep shooting. That's how you give.
Not in that situation. You can practice your shooting in the other aspect of the game, my boss.
How you give people confidence is keep telling them.
Here's what I want to know, though, G-Star. What was he doing in that game as opposed to what LeBron and Anthony Davis were doing? No, man, it's not irrelevant.
No, it is. Because you know why? It's an easy shot. Whenever an easy shot presents itself, you should take it.
Yeah, but how long now Russell Westbrook is struggling?
It doesn't matter who it is.
But he has been but G-Star, he has been struggling with that shot for the last 2 years.
Okay, fine. Let me give you some context now, Mr. Higgins.
Yeah.
Let me give you some context. The time before that, LeBron James ran a pick and roll with AD. AD has a nobody on him. They're up by 3, right? This is about with a minute left. What does LeBron James do? He sidesteps a three-point shot. That's a super difficult shot in the fourth quarter. It's a shot that Kyrie hit over Steph Curry. That's a difficult shot, and he almost airballed it. My point is, LeBron James took a bad shot, nobody's cussing. Russell Westbrook took a good shot, and people have a problem with it.
It wasn't a good shot, and the situation is different, my boss.
All right, I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's why I'm disappointed in people, because you should tell him.
I think your analysis is great on this.
To give people confidence.
I don't think this is great analysis from your G-Star.
All right, that's fine.
Yes.
All right. No, Mr. Higgins, this one's for you quickly. I want to know, this is football, right? And I want you to answer the question quickly. It's going to be an A or B answer. Who is more responsible for winning when the Barcelona had their dynasty, Messi or Pep Guardiola? Oh, you're taking a long time, Mr. Higgins. I said 3 seconds.
Well, I need more than 3 seconds.
Who is more responsible for winning when Barcelona had their dynasty, Messi or Pep Guardiola?
Messi as one man or the players as a group?
Messi as one man and Pep Guardiola as the coach.
It's a very good question. I'd have to think about it.
You do? You would?
I think that whether they would play the kind of football they were playing is doubtful, though.
So, who's more important for winning? Let me kind of
in that particular team, I think with that particular cast, they probably still would create an impact. Whether they would go on to win Champions League and thing 2 times. No, but they make me think about it. But I don't know that they would be able to be so dominant without Messi. Could they be that dominant without Pep?
50-50.
Let me tell you, it's a difficult question to answer.
Okay, all right, Mr. Higgins, it's a great game, wonderful game by chess. It's called chess, sorry.
Yeah.
And sometimes you think you have the checkmate. You can call checkmate enough, but that doesn't really mean the game is over. The game is really over when the king cannot move anywhere, right?
All right.
So I guess I'm giving Zidane props and you, Mr. Higgins, because I'm calling you a king. So anyway.
But I don't know why I deserve the king title.
Because I'm calling check. I'm not sure if it's mate. I'm calling check.
So you yourself not sure who was more important?
What you guys are going to know, I'm not sure how you guys are going to respond.
Okay.
All right? No. I'm going to use mathematics. Okay? Zidane was talking to Omar the other day about Pep versus Klopp. Zidane said he uses championships to measure greatness. Right?
No, I never said that, no boss.
You did.
I said it's part of the way I judge the coach, not the only.
Yeah, so that means you use it.
Yes, it's a part of it.
Yes, so you use it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, listen to this now. If Messi and Pep are equal in terms of responsibility, let's just say Pep has, you rate Pep as $50,000 in the bank, right? In terms of credit.
Yes.
Then that would mean that Messi would also have to get $50,000 in credit, correct? But yet, you guys always mention that winning championships you shouldn't get credit for that.
Who shouldn't get credit for winning championships?
I know I never said any such thing.
Hold on a second. So winning championships is not part of your criteria when judging great players?
No, it doesn't determine who's greater than who for me.
No, that didn't.
I never said players more not great.
Again, do you listen?
If you play a significant role in your team winning a championship, you must get credit. Who say you don't must give them credit?
Oh, so Jordan gets credit for winning those 6 rings?
Of course, then Jordan was the main man for the team, my boss.
I'm confused, because I've always heard you guys.
Hear the difference, though, G-Star.
No.
If you win 6, it doesn't mean you're greater than somebody who won 2.
No, we know that. So now you're using winning.
We never said.
No matter to me, you know, mean you're better than somebody who know win none.
No. Yes.
We know that. No, we always.
So we never said Michael Jordan must not get a lot of credit for helping his team to win the championships, my boss.
No, but you guys have always mentioned that winning Hey, I guess I'm
in judging who is greater than who. That's our argument.
That the thing coming down to G-Star.
Hold on, I am flabbergasted.
We don't understand G-Star point.
No, man, in the comparison between two people, man. The fact that you win championships and me not win none.
So the fact that Michael Jordan has won 6, for instance, let's use 6, and LeBron James has won 4. Is that a deal?
No.
To determine who, but then somebody win 11, you know, and Jordan win 6, you know.
I would think Jordan and LeBron are the two greatest.
If you're giving credit to the coach, because how you're judging.
No, that's two different things. G-Star are struggling badly, you
know. How you're judging coach is championships, but you're giving the coach credit. Right?
I'm not even sure what he's saying.
I'm confused.
That means that you should give a player like Jordan, the same credit you give Pep. When Pep's winning 100 points, etc., or winning Champions League, when John's winning.
You're confusing two separate discussions. No?
I'm not sure what you're saying again.
All right. You don't understand that.
No, me don't understand either. No.
Okay, you know why? I guess I'm confused. Here's why. Because I thought that you guys don't believe that winning championships, you use that for measurement in greatness.
It is part of your greatness, but does it make you better than another man if you have more championships than him? No. But clearly, if you help your side to win titles, it must go to your credit.
Hold
if you are the main
man. As a matter of fact, let me give you a quote. Zidane actually said that's the major part of it, winning championships.
For who?
Pep versus Klopp.
They don't manage just that, no boss.
But if you give the players the same credit, it should be the same. And it's almost like
no man, the manager's job is role. All right, Messi job is to score his goal, my boss.
No, the role is the same. You know the role.
No, G-Star. No, G-Star, you're wrong, my boss. No, G-Star. G-Star, you're wrong on this, my boss.
Yeah, it can't be.
You're very wrong.
The role is the same.
No,
Michael
sir.
Jordan and Phil Jackson, right? When I say role, they're objective. They're trying to win.
Michael Jordan's job is to score points and stop opponents from scoring. Phil Jackson's job is to get the team together for them to achieve the ultimate goal.
Michael Jordan's job is to help his team win the game.
Yeah, but he's not him the main responsible. He's not him mainly responsible for that. That's the coach.
And the players. That's why you bring in players, Zidane. You bring in players to help you win.
Yes, no, my boss. You see, if that was the case, you wouldn't need a coach, my boss. You wouldn't hire a coach and pay them big bucks. You would just leave it to the players to score the points and do everything.
It is what it is, but Zidane, get ready for the Michael Jordan versus LeBron.
No, man, you don't have a chance in the discussion with me, G-Star.
Right.
Don't flatter yourself. Big up. I will take our final break. We're coming back. Her feet must be seen as greater than Berbick's.
And she's the fastest Jamaican woman over 100 meters.
Yeah.
And the second fastest over 200 meters. So
and she has one up. She has one up. She's the only woman to win back-to-back double-double.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I say she's in a company with Usain Bolt. She's the only female who do it, and him is the only male who do it. So it's a big thing, and if you name Shelly, you just have to spit her name right after you say Shelly.
Yeah.
After you say Bolt Shelly, you have to say Elaine. Like, you just have to say it.
I agree.
So I think the top three.
That's the top three,
like,
indeed. Yeah.
And then you argue the next two at that meeting. So we have as the next two, Zidane.
Me have Walter Boy. I definitely have Mike McCallum, and I would work with Michael Holding, probably. Mike McCallum and Holding. I probably would work with that.
Just tell the people them start joking at me.
With Walter Boy, I joke.
Walter Boy fan them I go call in and love you for that. You know what? You look some callers or something, brother. Can you know say, Orville, if you're gone tomorrow, you know, sit down just come talk about Walter Boy, you know. I know it's never good enough.
Yeah.
And the show full, you know.
Full barely. We put up a YouTube video, my boss, and the man says, hey, you know, I'm not going to subscribe to the channel. But me here sit down talk about Walter Boy, but this, me not subscribe again.
But anyway, move to G-Star now. What G-Star did I say about Russell Westbrook? And G-Star different say, when a game is on the line, Russell Westbrook and how atrocious he has been since last season, especially this season. Him have a right for shoot a shot like that because him forget confidence.
To build this confidence. You don't build your confidence at that stage in the game, boy. That's a winning time. That's winning time, Chris Lynch. You build your confidence throughout the game. Not at that stage,
G-Star come like him. G-Star lick him head or something.
I was wondering.
I don't want to lay up, you know. I don't want to lay up for G-Star.
It's a mid-range jump shot, which he's not good at. He's not good at it.
The people them leave him all game along doing that because they want him to do that. Him spin around the people and ball and make LeBron or AD get that.
And by the way, why would you want to attempt something that you can't do and try to gain confidence from him? He can't shoot. It's not like he used to be. He said he used to be a good shooter. In a slump, then I could understand the point. But the man can't shoot at all. So what him can't gain the confidence. Even if he make the shot, he's not getting it. He's not good at it. So he's not supposed to do it. We don't want Russell Westbrook to shoot.
I understand how. I don't know why G-Star want a different take on it. I think everybody unanimous say enough to take a shot then. Like,
you know, run on the class.
LeBron or AD take a more difficult shot. Is a higher. It more likely for going at the basket than Russell Westbrook wide open. Like that's the statistics. LeBron and AD contested them. Might go down and Russell Westbrook not even probably touch the rim.
Yeah.
I saw the man a shoot body, brother. But anyway, the Lakers have that look like him gonna lose him job because. Boy, it don't look good over there.
No, over Philly.
Yeah, it
looks serious, my ball. And James Harden he has been playing lights out this season thus far.
Yeah, so it just don't look good. But boy, I don't know where LeBron. I don't know where Rapper Link called LeBron and the whole Lakers organization. The man them get some good. Some good trade for take on and not take on, you know, based on the reports, you know.
Yeah.
The man them get a trade with Bogdanovich from Jazz and Mike Conley, you know, and not take a trade there, you know.
They say, hear the argument that they're giving. They're saying both players are old and they have to give up. They don't want to give up their future picks.
The man them give up. The man them not interested to make the team better. That's the thing. Them get Miles Turner, who can them can't leave. You see, like how them leave Russell out there for shoot the ball. Miles Turner is a big, you know, and you can't leave him open.
If it is wide open, I'm gonna make them. Yes.
And Buddy Hield are probably top 3 in the NBA in terms of shooting the 3-pointer, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand. I just don't understand where them going, like, because normally as a general manager, you think for win. I don't understand how him Palinka thinks they might have the job for next 10 years. Him sure not think for win or chip. To save him job. The man where am I worry about picks for? Because him not go in the job forever. So normally I know how it go.
Remember he has a boss as well.
I don't know it, brother. But I don't stay up and watching it. Right now, so it go. Lakers have to play early game.
When the Bucks,
I'm not wasting my night time watching.
When the Bucks game ended, I went to my bed, Chris.
Yeah, man. I saw me a deal with them like West Indies derby.
No, well, me was the Lakers game last night for some reason.
The other day, my skin are bright. I find everything in the house to stay up and watch West Indies. And all when my sister the man them now go win this game, I can't go sleep.
Yeah,
let me know about me, so I can't go sleep, because I really want to see if the man them can pull it off, or them going to make a little team and beat them.
Mr. LeBron make a dunk last night. And him go, ooh, and throw it down, and you know that like a swag when you dunk.
He didn't give it. I saw the highlight. I saw it in the highlights.
Like him, I said, me I can still do this. I'm probably still going to lose. When you get to this up,
you can't swag when you lose. That's the thing. You know, it's just an next 2 points.
Exactly.
Normally, it's just an next 2 points in any other game.
Normally you lick down them down there, you know, say do something to your team to lift it and it deflate your position, and them something you can mean something. The man roof and dunk the ball and walking back to the center line. It's like, nah, man.
You're correct. I saw it in the highlight.
LeBron, you're dead.
And Westbrook are the main problem, you know, because Kendrick none come back like. People did that say when none come back. Remember when Al Zidane did that say.
He wasn't a bad shooter at Miami. I don't know what
none wasn't a bad shooter. The man, one at the time at 13 shot, the man take last combining from games lead up, you know.
One at the time them show Russell Westbrook face on the bench, and Russell Westbrook face is like, who are you all gonna blame now?
You're gonna blame tonight.
But I tell you.
Yeah, because basically, I'm happy to see that, you know. So, him know how them winning as much as it sounds, you know. You think that if him go to the bench, him not playing, him don't want them win.
Him want them play worse.
See the problem there. Yeah, so him don't want that. So basically, them just have to do the right thing, though. It's not him the problem. Them need shooters, brother. The man, them get some contested looks and knock them down.
Wide open.
Any other team get them shot there, basically score 140 every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because it shot them good, but anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but big up Zidane.
Yeah, man. That's it?
I hate that.
Big up Harvey. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. All right. Good. All right,
2 minutes. I hate that, Sean. Nobody else. I hate that. So we'll leave the place early. You want to make any point? Tati versus Rudy Dixon.
You carrying the Mannings? You rock to Sean? Mannings?
Me make 2 calls. I honestly would make 2 calls. Wait, hold on there. How many games does Mannings have in the next round?
3.
3 games.
What? The first one is Saturday, and then the Wednesday, and the other Saturday.
Oh, so tomorrow Saturday might be a little early.
But then you have the other.
But the other Wednesday and the other Saturday.
Yeah.
I work on it, people, so we carry some Mannings.
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right. Big up yourself. All right. Thanks to all who took the time to listen. We appreciate it. Thanks to all who took the time to call. Thanks to Sean Grant, the producer. Thanks to Nicholas Burford. Thanks to Oster Hoyt. Join us tomorrow. Same place, same time. We do it all over again. Until then, have yourselves a great evening.